Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel.
Retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Antonio Carpio reveals what he believes is the strongest tandem in the presidential race for the 2022 national elections. The One Sambayan convener names Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio and former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. as the most probable pair to team up in the forthcoming filing of candidacy for the next polls.
It's not a surprise that KBL has nominated Bongbong because he has always said that he was running for a national office. And there's still a possibility, and it's also, I think it's probable that it will be a team up with Sara Duterte and Bongbong in the end, because that would appear to be the strongest team, and logically that will be the direction.
This comes after the endorsement of Bongbong Marcos as the presidential candidate of Kilusang Bagong Lipunan Party for the 2022 elections. In a resolution, the party's official and members tagged Marcos as highly recommended standard bearer. Bongbong Marcos, on the other hand, expressed gratitude to the support of the KBL, but explains he has yet to announce what position he will be running for in the next year's election. Marcos only confirms, though, that he will run for a national position.
You cannot rush these things, and I fully intend to take all the available time that I have to make my decision. Again, it's very important, and it's not something that should be rushed without having the most complete knowledge about the situation, the political situation at every level.
Pastor Quiboloy, let me just ask you this question. We all know that the senator filed a libel case against you. And if this would have happened to a different religious leader, they would invoke the separation of church and state. How come how come we're not hearing you saying that?
Well, it's up to him to do whatever he wants to interpret what I was saying to him in trying to find out the truth about the 3.5 billion Philippine Sports Training Center. I was not accusing him. I was just asking questions because people in my program were asking me, what about this pastor? And then they gave me a copy of news items that he was so happy about it, things like that. So I had to send my team there to investigate. What is the truth about this? Where is this money? What is happening? And then we found out there is an SSTC, there is a PSTC, there is a Republic Act 11124, and the other one is 1114 or something like that. So we are investigating the truth to tell the Filipino people on this project that involved this senator who was the main author of this Republic Act. Because, you know, following his statement that hindi ako tiwali, hindi ako sinungaling, we have to follow up with what he was doing and what he was saying, and there should be a conjunction with what he is saying and what he is doing. Because that is our job as Filipino citizens to know that our leaders are honest, and that our leaders are not fooling us, and that our leaders are true to their vocation because we voted for them, we elected for them. And then all of a sudden, he filed a libel case. Instead of answering my questions, I even gave a statement. I said, please send your representative, or you, because you are in America trying to prepare for your boxing bout, send your representative. I'll give you time here in SMNI. Tell us about the truth, because we are trying to find the truth to tell the Filipino. And when he came back, all of a sudden, he filed a case against me, which is libel. I have to answer that.
So we have seen pictures of you and Manny Pacquiao actually before, and a lot of people are commenting on the internet, that this is such a very expensive end of friendship. Why do you think the senator filed a libel case against you instead of just either going to SMNI network and having availing the right of reply. How do you see this entire process?
That is a question that many are asking. Even our lawyers are asking, why you file a libel case when the pastor is just asking you and he had even given you the time for you to answer? Yeah, you know, you see the pictures of us when he was a budding boxing entity here in Davao. He had a boxing bout with a Thailander and he won. I was there. Mayor Duterte at that time was the mayor. I was there. We ate the dinner after that. I praised him. As a boxer, Manny Pacquiao is my idol. He is intelligent in boxing. As a boxer, if he would only have remained as a boxer and did not use his popularity to go into the political realm where he has no knowledge at all, I would have admired him until now. He could have been my friend forever. I could have invited him here. I could have, you know, I will praise him to high heavens if he would just have remained a boxer, but not as a political leader. I just cannot connect someone like him to be our president. I just cannot. His ambitions should have stopped in being a senator, even in being a congressman and senator. He did nothing that really is worthy of our emulation and praise.
Sir Manny Pacquiao, you know, Senator Manny Pacquiao, I think I've heard before that Senator Manny Pacquiao feels that the presidency is his destiny. Would you advise Manny Pacquiao to also exercise what you've exercised before when you had the spiritual experience, to first doubt it and, you know, take some time and, you know, try to gauge whether this feeling or voice that you're hearing is actually real or not?
You know, that's a very good question, Sas, for him. And I know, as a man of God who have heard his voice, and look at my mission right now when he told me, I send you into all the world, when I was just eating bananas all alone in a mountain. And now all of a sudden it came to pass. I'm doing the best to do my job that the Father gave me in saving humanity and enlightening them, in loving my neighbor as myself, even to the extent of loving my enemy. But when this guy said that he's a man of destiny and God has destined him for that, you are right in saying this might be the voice of his ego. And I believe you. And I believe you. He did not hear from God. Because if he had heard from God, I would have heard it first. Because if there is any message God would send about that will involve all of us, especially in the realm of politics where 110 million Filipinos are at stake, it would have been me who God will talk to and say, this is the man. Look at Duterte, 18 years before. He is the man. He was hiding. He did not like it. Even at the very last moment, he did not file his COC. Somebody filed it for him. He has no money. He has no support. He has no political machinery. He's the man. I heard that from God. But for this boxer, he heard his ego, the voice of his ego. I did not hear from God. What I heard from God is that tell him to stop.